Hi guys, thank you so much for joining me. This is our February roundup for Moinetta's diary and some of the things that I found out during my research. Wow, I'm super excited. So without further ado, let's get started. Now, of course, every time you come here, I'm going to hopefully have gotten a little bit better with how I present my videos as far as the visuals. So let's just do this. Okay, the very first stop we have is she talked about picking up some Vienna bread. And I found this. Vienna bread is a type of bread produced from a process developed in Vienna, Austria in the 19th century. The Vienna process used high milling of Hungarian grain and cereal pressed yeast for leavening. So here are some pictures. This says tin Vienna bread, an Austrian version baked in a pan rather than the traditional oval-shaped loaf. Here says an imperial roll, and cereal press yeast. So when she went to pick up her bread, obviously this is Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia, this is what she was talking about. So we don't know if it was in a pan or was it round, but she picked some up and she paid 39 cents for the loaf. All right, so let's go to the next thing. The next thing was she went over to watch the Fireside Theater, right? So I looked up 1950s, what was Fireside Theater? And it says it's a theater. The Fireside Theater is an American anthology drama series that ran on NBC from 1949 to 1958 and was the first successful film series on American television. And here are some of the pictures. So apparently Jane Wyman, I believe that's how you pronounce her name, she was in it. And from what I understand, the Fireside Theater, it was sort of like unknown writers and whatever scripts they wrote, actors and actresses would act them out. I am not sure exactly too much more about it other than that. So if you know anything about it, did you used to watch Fireside Hour in the 50s? So it's pretty interesting though. It's pretty interesting. So there's that. I just have my little checklist over here of all the things we're talking about. So the next thing is she kept talking about in February that she got some oranges or she bought some different groceries or somebody brought her some things. And at one time she went and picked up some oranges and stamps. So the first thing we're going to talk about real quick is what was a $1. Now, of course, she lived in Canada, so we just have to, figure out from there. But in the United States, a $1 in 1953 was worth what? So adjusted for inflation, $1 in 1953 is equal to $10.44 in the year 2022. So, and I believe, I guess it just depends on what part of the year that the Canadian money usually was worth more than our dollar, but I could be completely wrong on that. Anyway, so she bought oranges for 66 cents. So who knows how much they would have been in the United States. I hope that makes more sense to you than it all does to me because I'm not a numbers person. Okay, here we go. I wanted to know what was the price of a stamp then versus now. So in 1953, a postage stamp, first class, was 3 cents. And today it's equivalent to 31 cents in dollars, in 2022 dollars. So wait a minute, how much, do you guys probably know how much is a first class stamp? Let's look it up, because I really, 58 cents. Pardon me if you see me taking a drink. So a first class stamp is 58 cents right now. I had no idea. No clue. All right. So she got her stamps. All right. Next, she talked about, remember when she mentioned that there was a huge flood in England and all over Europe that killed thousands? She said thousands of lives were lost. Well, you guys, this was called the 1953 North Sea flood. It was a major flood caused by a heavy storm at the end of Saturday the 31st and the morning of the next day. The storm surge struck the Netherlands, northwest Belgium, England, and Scotland. And it said a combination of high spring tide and a severe European windstorm over the North Sea caused a storm tide. The combination of wind, high tide, and low pressure caused the sea to flood land up to 18.4 feet above mean sea level. Most sea defenses facing the surge were overwhelmed, causing extensive flooding. Here's a picture over here, and that says that this is over the Netherlands. Netherlands, not Neverlands. So it said in England, 307 people were killed. Wow. 28 in the North Belgium, 19 in Eastern Scotland. And of course, there were at-sea fatalities. So that is crazy. Let's see. This is a breach in 1953 in Britain. So I pulled up this next thing, which is on YouTube, and it is, it's actually a newsreel, public domain footage. So I'm just going to play the first part of this.
The worst storm in 500 years whips the North Sea into a boiling cauldron. Flood tides lashed by hurricane winds defy the heroic efforts of thousands of workers.
Oh my goodness, are they going to fill sandbags? I live in Florida, and I can recognize, some of these images. Obviously not the same images, but oh my goodness.
As rescue work progressed, it was feared the grim total might
that
reach
must have
the
been so
2,000 mark.
scary. Oh my goodness, you can see it going right through the land there.
In hundreds of places, and the relentless flood of salt water pours over hundreds of
That's
thousands
pretty
of acres
devastating.
of
That's like when
farmland.
Hurricane Charlie
Just
hit
reclaimed
Florida.
from the ravages of
It
war.
cut a pass.
Every
Oh
available
my
vehicle
goodness.
is placed
Oh
in the
no,
service
no,
as
no.
the
I would not
entire
want to drive
nation
that.
mobilized
Look at
to
the
fight the disaster.
cows.
While some livestock could be salvaged,
Wow.
a major portion perished in the raging flood waters.
Oh my
This
goodness.
loss alone cannot yet be estimated, but will run into the
Very
millions.
sad. Okay, we're going to stop this. So yes, that is crazy. And if you were young enough to remember that happening in 1953, there you go. All right, so this, we are on forenoon. And she wrote that, and I was confused because my dyslexic brain thought, oh yes, this is afternoon. And then I thought, no, it says forenoon. So I thought for fun we'd play what it sounds like.
Forenoon.
Obviously.
Forenoon.
So that just means before noon. Okay, that was silly enough. Okay, the next one. Do you remember our spicy Moinetta was talking about a woman who won $1,000 for her amazing turtle cookies. And she would be the judge of that. Well, the only thing I could find was this. There was Pillsbury had a bake-off recipe cookbook. This one is, let me see if this is the page. So here we go. It is the one on the left here. So look, Pillsbury's 4th Grand National recipe. And there are the turtle cookies, you guys. This is what she was talking about. Isn't that crazy? Cuckoo crazy. So I don't remember if somebody had followed the recipe, or I don't know how she got her hands on some of these cookies, but remember, she was like, I've had better. Anyway, Moinetta, love it. And I love that I was able to find this. I'm super excited. But it says it was the 4th Grand National. So I wonder if that means it was the 4th time they awarded a winner, or I don't know. I don't know, guys. All right. So the next one, we were trying to confirm if it was Buddy that hurt his back in January. And yes, it was Buddy Corkum. And he had a treatment back in January. So apparently in February, he hurt his back some more. So yes, that was indeed Buddy Corkum. And Mrs. Corkum is the one that makes the aprons and stuff. And I think they go to their house to watch TV. All right. So the next one was talking about Franklin Square, where they went to go shopping. Okay, wait a minute. We're backing up for a minute. So at the beginning of her diary, she says that she is at 49 Enterprise Street. Well, here it is. It's this home right here. Whoops, too close. And this is split off into 2 homes right now. And I believe it really was 2 homes. 2 apartments, because this one actually says 49 Enterprise Street. Okay, so this is where she was staying on January 1st. It says at 53 Enterprise Street. And I believe this is where the Frasers lived. I could be wrong, but I believe that's where they lived. And this, remember this? I showed you this is the home she lived in, Cameron Street. Remember back here? Okay, so check this out. I'm going to show you where these 2 houses are. So here is Cameron Street, the one I just showed you. And Enterprise Street, this is the house right here. So I don't know why she was staying here and then for the rest of the time she's here. I have no idea. But isn't that crazy? And I looked to see Cameron Street right here and Enterprise Street right here. Whoops. It's not really this one right here. So on the Google Maps, it says it would take 9 minutes to walk from here to there. So who knows why she has 2 different addresses, but pretty interesting. Okay, what else? Now, they went shopping at Franklin Square. Well, I looked it up and there's not one in Moncton, but there is one in New York, and it would be close enough for them to go to and get back home. So I believe this is where they went, and it's near Belmont Park. I've never been to New York, so I have no idea. really where it is. It's a hamlet in Nassau County, New York. Okay, so that's where they went shopping. All right. Now, the next thing that she talked about was that Billy Graham, she went and listened to another one of his radio addresses, and he was speaking from Tampa Bay, Florida, which is where I grew up just north of there. Well, when I got to looking at this page, it says, if you go down to, oops, it's gone. Oh, where did it go? Oh, hold on, sorry guys. 1953, Billy Graham preached at Al Lang Field and spoke at Trinity College, his alma mater. Okay, Al Lang Field, I was like, ding, 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 ding. That sounds really familiar. So, little known fact, I used to be in a marching band when I was in high school, and I twirled the flags. I was in the color guard, and we went to many a competition. Yeah. We did a band competition at this stadium. It was, which I could not believe it. I remember it was because it was right on the water, and it was actually a baseball stadium for many, many, many years. And it was a baseball stadium when we were there. And here it is, and it's in this story. Very interesting. You know, it's sort of like, what was the thing called with Kevin Bacon, the 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon? This is sort of like that for me and Moinetta. I hope you guys are laughing. You're probably like, anyway, that's that. Okay, so next, remember when she was talking about the 60 singing men that came to the church? Guys, and I do not speak French, nor I know nothing, but it looked, choir of the University of Moncton, and it says it was male choir founded by Father, I'm just going to say Leander Brault in 1946, with the aim of developing interest in Gregorian chant. In 1950, the choir received the City of Lincoln Trophy, awarded annually to the best amateur choir in Canada. And then in 1952, the man who founded this made 3 documentary films on the university and its choir. Then he was succeeded in 53. But ultimately, check this out, which is really interesting. Ultimately, the choir, they made several tours, Canada, USA, France, and they performed old French and English songs and standard pieces. And then in 1976, it represented New Brunswick in the cultural events at the Olympic Games in Montreal. And in 1984, performed for Queen Elizabeth II during her visit. So, then it says the choir ceased its activities in 1987. So that is so cool that she was talking about it in her diary, and there is a little bit of history right there. I love it. And now they did show pictures of choir images, but I'm not sure. Greater Moncton Chorale, that looks possibly like men and women, singing men in concert. I don't know if any of these are actually the choir, the men's choir, but there we go. Very cool. I bet they did sound amazing. Oh my goodness. You know what I should do? I should see if we can get, hold on. Let me just go over here to YouTube, because we're going to see if we can pull up a video of, I think I have way too many tabs open. 1950s, Moncton Almonds Choir. See if there's a video of them. Not really. Okay, no worries. I just thought it might be interesting. All right, guys. So remember that Moinetta got her little Valentines sent out, and I thought it would be neat to look up what 1950s Valentines might have looked like. And of course, I love them. Here is a cute 1953. Let me see if I can. Hey, lover boy. Look at the graphics. Oh my goodness. Let's see, what's another one? Oh, the little pony and the horse. And let's see. Oh, look at this one. There's some poodles. That's cute. I like these real old ones here. Right there. And let's see. Here's one. Valentine greetings from someone who cares. So you could send that to like a friend or a neighbor. That's darling. Love it. All right. Next. I was trying to find out at the end of our last February post video if it was Mrs. Cogswell that was sewing the aprons in January. And yes, it was. Let's see. And also she, Moinetta mentioned something about the transcripts, and I was like, what are transcripts? But they're exactly what I thought they were. They really can be from anything, a church service, a radio broadcast, you know, a meeting. It can be from anything. So who knows what the transcripts were from? All right, so that's that. All right, this is where your minds are going to be blown. And so the question was, George Stone Jr. from St. John had passed away. And I was like, I wonder if I can find any information about him. It's really a shot in the dark, whether you can or not, because, you know, sometimes you have to sign up to different things to get that type of information. So I typed in 1953, George Stone Jr. And guys, actually went to the wrong one. Sorry about that. But if you're quick, you'll have seen what I just found. Okay, it's trying. Here we go. All right, I'm gonna blow it up a little bit. George Thomas Stone, which his middle initial was T. And then the other thing that I realized, was born in 1894, October 21st, Moncton, and he passed on February 7th, 1953, aged 58. And please look here at his gravestone. Look who he was married to. Have you heard that name before? Verna. Verna, we're getting a little foreshadowing. Verna passed in 1992. She lived to be around 94 years old. And Verna is one of, there's Varna and Verna, and we are trying to find out if they are twin sisters. Are they related to Moinetta? Are they her sisters? Are they nieces? Are they daughters? Interesting, huh? I could not believe it that I was able to find that. And it really was as simple as one Google search. And the date matched up. And of course, when I saw Verna, I was just like, that was an extra thing that I wasn't even looking for. And there she is. So we have a piece of the puzzle way in advance, which is very cool. So they were married. That's very awesome. And then, of course, you can, it says family members, Verna, and it says what her last name is. Dunbar. So I have that listed on my notepad that it's possible that Moinetta's last name was Dunbar. We don't know. They may not even be related. We don't know at this point, and we may never know. But I was excited to be able to share this information with you guys because we are stepping into Moinetta's life and the people that she knew, and here we are. We can actually see some visuals. So rest in peace, Mr. Stone and Verna. So let's go forward. Let me just mark that off my list. Okay, remember Moinetta was talking about it was spitting snow. Well, I had never heard that, so of course I laughed because I'm like, what does that mean? And it just says, a light or brief fall of rain or snow. The act or an instance of spitting. So, spitting snow is exactly what it sounds like, which is sort of funny to me still. To fall in scattered drops or flakes. All right, we're almost done. 1, 2, I think we have 3 more things, 3 or 4. All right, so I was interested to find out what were the statistics of how many people in North America had television sets in their homes. So I put in 1953, and basically I'm getting ready to yawn. It's only 1:29 in the morning. Okay, guys, thanks for hanging with me. So how many American homes had TVs by 1950? And it said the television broadcast began in earnest in the immediate post-war era, and by 1950 there were 6 million televisions in the United States. So then I wanted to know, 9% of Americans owned TVs in 1950, and by 1960, in 10 years, it jumped to 80%. So not that many people had televisions in 1953, probably. I mean, only 3 years after the 9%, if that made any sense to you guys. I just thought it was very interesting. She was talking about Medford, and who was it that went to Medford? It was either... I don't remember. I don't believe it was Moinetta, but they went to Medford and they were just gone for like 3 or 4 hours. And I was like, where is that? Is that Massachusetts? Is it Maine? Guys. Oh, hold on. I skipped ahead too fast. I wanted to see what did some 1953 televisions look like. So here we go. We have, let me go over here. Look how cool. Now I'm young enough to know that, what televisions look like in the 70s. I remember what those look like. Look, and these types of televisions, I think they were called console televisions. Those are just so cool. Look how pretty this is. That's beautiful. I love it. This is sort of like one, that maybe A Christmas Story people had. Did they have a television or did they only have a radio? I think it was a radio, so I'm wrong. Wrong, always wrong. Okay, let's skip forward to Medford. And because I believe this is the last one. So there is a Medford. Look, here's Moncton, correct? And if you go over here, where are we at? We are in Nova Scotia. Okay, look at that. So this is where they were traveling, going to Nova Scotia, Medford, and I believe they were shopping or something. So they were gone and then they'd be back the same day. So very, very interesting, right? All right, guys, one of my questions that I have is I would love to find out if Moinetta was an artist, and because she had purchased some paints. And right now, what else? We just need to find out if she's related to Verna and Varna. And yeah, that's what I have. So let me know what you think. What did you think about, and any comments on anything? And I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoy doing the research and I enjoy the story, and I'm really looking forward to filming and continuing to read for March. I'm super excited, and yeah. So thank you so very much, and have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Okay? I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.